Good morning, good evening, and good night, everybody. My name is Sarah, and we have a book haul today. Well, it's a book haul and an unboxing because I ordered these books a while ago, and I proceeded to forget what are in these boxes. So today I figured I'd open them up for you guys, and you will see what is added to my teeny tiny bookshelf. Also, I bought what I think is a pumpkin. It might be a gourd. It's Halloween, and I figured why not? It looks cool. So, first things first, let's open up this tiny box I got from Barnes & Noble. Oh. Okay, this is not opening for me. There we go. Okay, so, the first book, and a bunch of other stuff. What is this? Advertisements. The first book I picked up is We Save the Galaxy for Food, and this is by Yahtzee Korshed. I have seen a lot of their books around. I get to actually pick one up. I should probably move this. And I finally decided that if I was going to pick one up, it would be this one. This book is a not-so-quite-epic superhero story in the sci-fi universe. Essentially, the galaxy isn't what it used to be, and being a hero simply doesn't pay what it used to. This has space pirates, space royal, space politics. Everything in this book sounds absolutely amazing, and I cannot wait to pick this one up. Next, we have the book outlet box. I bought 8 books for $35. I was not originally planning on spending that much, but the shipping was free if I spent $35. And honestly, why not? Oh. I know this is not how you're supposed to hold scissors, but frankly, why not? Okay. Ooh. Paper. Okay, so the first book we got, ooh, it's hardback too. I think you call this Nixa. This book deals with basically the Earth is broken, and so 10 volunteers are launched into space with the prize of millions of dollars. Our main character is one of these 10 volunteers, but as he learns more about the other people that he's stuck with, he realizes they all have one thing in common. They're broken. This book basically deals with the concept of what is humanity, and it looks so pretty, and it's a sci-fi book, and it was $2, you guys. I had to pick this book up. Alright, the next book we have is I Tell You I Love You, But I Have to Kill You. This is one of Alice Carter's book. This is part of a huge series. Our main character attends an all-girls school, and at this school they are taught martial arts and PE, chemical warfare, and chemistry. Our main character ends up in a relationship with an ordinary boy who thinks that she's an ordinary girl, and things kind of develop from there. The next book I have is A Slice of Cherry. I didn't think this book would be this thick, but it's surprisingly hefty. Let me just read the summary for you guys, okay? Happiness is a bloody knife. Kate and Fancy Cordella are sisters of the best kind. Best friends, best confidentials, best accomplices. The daughters of the infamous Bonesaw Killer. Kit and Fancy are used to feeling like outsiders. That's just the way they like it. But in Portello, where the weird and wild run rampant, the Cordell sisters are hardly the oddest and most dangerous creatures around. It's no surprise when Kit and Fancy start to give in to their deepest desires, the desire to kill. It goes on from there. I've heard many good things about this book, and when I saw it for only $4, I had to pick it up. The next book we have is The Blackthorn Key. This is by Kevin Sands. I've been looking at this series for quite a while, and I never actually saw it in stores. So when I saw it on Book Outlet for only a couple of dollars, again, it's in this box, so obviously I bought it. Tell no one what I give you. Until he got that cryptic warning, Christopher was happy learning how to solve complex codes and puzzles, and creating powerful medicines, potions, and weapons as apprentice of Master Benedict Blackthorn, with maybe an explosion or two along the way. But when a mysterious cult begins to prey on London's apothecaries, the trail of murders grow closer and closer to Blackthorn's shop. With time running out, Christopher must use every skill he has learned to discover the key to the terrible secret with the power to tear the world apart. This book just looks so beautiful, and I love stories about code breaking and anything that uses a cipher, potions, and apothecaries. Of course, I'm a sucker for, So yeah, this was an obvious choice. The next book I have is The Renegades. This is another book by Marissa Myers. If you guys saw my Tiny College bookshelf tour, you know I currently own one other book by Marissa Myers. Even though I've never read the Lunar Chronicles, I keep wanting to read her stuff. This is sort of a sci-fi superhero story, and I saw the cover. I've been putting this off for a really long time because I wasn't sure about picking it up, and then I saw it and I was like, you know what, I'll do it. The thing about Book Outlet, though, is the reason why all of these are super cheap, even though they're brand new, is all of them have some sort of ink stain on them. Like this one has one on the top, this one has a marker on the bottom. I don't know if they were put there by the company, but clearly these aren't perfect condition books, even though they're brand new. The next book we have is Sabriel by Garth Nix. I was really on the fence about picking this book up. But the thing is, our main character, she is the daughter of death. Well, death is a relative term in this universe because the death is set up that there's different gates you have to pass. And only once you pass a certain number of gates are you truly dead. Up until then, you can actually be brought back to life. Our main character, Sabriel, is living a normal life at a boarding school, learning about magic until her father goes missing. And that kind of sets her off on a big adventure. I love stories that personify death, especially one that's like, hey, not only do we have death as a child. Next we have Created by Homer Hickman. This is another sci-fi book. Obviously, I really like sci-fi, and so I decided to grab a lot of them for super cheap. This book centers around the mining colony on the moon. The 16-year-old main character, Created Trueblood, is very happy with living his life, just mining on the moon, until one day he saves a fellow miner. The owner of the company, impressed by his heroism, decides to send him off on a super dangerous mission. I love sci-fi, I love close sci-fi, like yeah, sure, you can create an entire world, call it sci-fi, and really it's fantasy, but this one takes place on our moon. Alright, our final book we have in this book haul, it is The Dark Day Clubs. I can probably move this box now. Okay, first of all, this book is absolutely beautiful. I don't know if you can tell in the recording, but there's textures on this book and it's lovely. Also, we have the inside of this book, and I just like, it's so pretty, and look at this blue, and then look at the spine. I love this. In this book, our main character, Lady Helen Redcall, is perfectly comfortable. She's an 18-year-old about to present herself to society in London. It's beautiful, she's lovely. Her life is supposed to revolve around social gatherings, balls, and gowns until one of her family maids disappear. So Helen has to go off and meet this man who is covered in lies and scandals, and yet he's the only one who can tell her the truth of what happens. The tagline for this book is that she must make a choice, save her reputation or save the world. So obviously, there's something bigger going on than just a maid missing. I personally cannot wait to read this book. It's getting into fall, it's almost Halloween, and I was like looking at this and I'm like, yes. This is the one I want to read for Halloween. I'm back. Yeah, okay, so I literally finished filming this video and I ordered a new set of books, and before this video went live, the books came in. So we're just gonna unbox these and add it to the old video. This video is not sponsored. I'm just kind of loving all these thrift books and book discounts websites. I don't know. I'm poor right now, and, you know, free books. Not free, but these are $2, you guys. I had to. Okay, these are all paperback, which I knew when I was ordering them, but at the same time, I've ordered paperback before and I've gotten hardback, so I was kind of hoping that's what would happen. Of course not, these people do their job. Okay, so the first book that we have is Chasing Embers by James Bennett. There's nothing special about Ben Gartson, or so he'd have you believe. He won't tell you, but for an instant, he's known as the Red Ben. Or that's what the world of myth and legend is more real than you think. Because his job is to keep all that a secret. But now a century-old rivalry has resurfaced, and the delicate balance between his world and ours is about to be shattered. Something is hidden in the heart of the city, and it's about to be unleashed. This book has been on my to-buy list for a very long time, and yet I keep putting it off because I keep finding books I'm more interested in. And then I saw this for $2 and I'm like, well, there's no other time than now. It's been a while since I've read a good fantasy book, especially one that deals with the parallels between our world and the world of myth and legend. So I figured this would be a good series to try that out in. Yes, this is a series. I know there is at least one other book. I think this might be a trilogy, but don't quote me on that. The next book I am super excited for. 9th Grade Slates, The Chronicles of Vladimir Todd. This is book 2 in the Vladimir Todd series. I loved the first book so much. This is about the first half vampire, half human to ever exist. He's trying to go through middle school living a normal life, and of course, his vampire heritage simply won't let that happen. This book is not only dealing with middle school, but the series continues on into high school, and it's just, middle school was literally the worst time of my life for me. And the fact that it's like, hey, not only do you have to deal with that, but also you're a vampire. So I just think this book in this series is absolutely amazing. But of course, I've only read book 1, so I had to pick up book 2. The next book, The Rest of Us Live Here by Patrick Ness. I'm pretty sure I bought this book as a very good edition, like as in that it's supposed to be in really good condition. I can tell you now this is a lot more beat up than very good. I'm gonna have to check my receipt to make sure I didn't order just the okay, but it's like, it's pretty beat up, and this book essentially deals with what if you're not the chosen one? Our main character in this book is anything but a main character. He's just trying to live his life, trying to ask a girl out to prom when something in the school blows up again. And of course, he has to live through the chaos of having someone else rush in and rescue the world. The next book, The Pirate Latitude by Mitchell Kristen. I don't know why the sticker on it says it's $10. I got this for, I think, $4. But I'm really into pirates, and I just want a book that deals with, like, I don't know, the history of pirates. Like, not the made-up stuff. You can get the made-up stuff everywhere. I want to know what actually happened. The Caribbean, 1665. A remote colony of the English crown, an island of Jamaica holds out against the vast supremacy of the Spanish Empire. Port Royal, its capital, is a cutthroat town of taverns, grog shops, and barley house. In the steaming climate, there's a living to make, a living that can end swiftly by disease or by danger. For Captain Charles Hunt, the gold in the Spanish hands is gold of the taking, and the laws of the land rest with those who are ruthless enough to make it. The book cover has a lot of scratches on it, and it's kind of bent too. But again, this was thrift books. These aren't brand new books sent by the publishing company that have defaults like Bookoutlet does. So there's going to be a big difference in how the quality of books hold up. And the last book I got from thrift books, An Irish Countryside Doctor. This is by Patrick Taylor. This is, well, it's just like one of those cute little books. It's about a doctor who just travels to the Irish countryside and is trying to do his job. Barry Lavender can barely find the Northwest Ireland village of Bailey Backbow on the map, but when he first sets out to seek the gainful employment there, but Barley jumps at the chance to secure position as an assistant to small rural practice. At least until he meets Dr. Biggin Fahrenheit. Oh, really? The older physician is on his way to doing things. At first, Barley can barely decide if it's Pugnacious O'Reilly is the biggest Charlotte he has ever met or the best teacher he could ever hope for. It goes on from there, but essentially it deals with the doctors in a rural Irish countryside, and of course you have the crazy Irish people, which I absolutely love reading stories about. The cover of this book, especially the back, is really kind of damaged. And I know I bought this for $1.50, but at the same time, I don't know, I expected kind of better quality books they sent me, especially because I know for a fact I bought all these, at the very least, a good condition, if not very good. And looking at these books, I think the only one that is in very good condition, well, Chasing Embers and The Chronicles of Vladimir Todd. The Chronicles actually is probably in the best condition out of all of these books. Chasing Embers has a couple of spine problems, but it just looks like someone read it. Overall, I think I prefer Bookoutlet over thrift books, though there are a couple books on here that were a lot cheaper than Bookoutlet had, but at the same time, their price varies from either $2 to $15, depending on what type of quality of book you want to buy. And also their collection is slightly smaller, so I think I definitely would go with Book Outlet, even though to get free shipping with Book Outlet, you have to buy $35 of books, while Fifth Book only requires $10. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching this added portion. Back to me, the past. Yeah, I was still kind of fighting a cold at the time. Frankly, I still am. Okay, that is everything. These are all the new books I plan on adding to my bookshelf. I want to read all of these really soon because they all sound super amazing. Thank you guys all so much for watching. If you like this video and have any suggestions on what I should add to this list, go ahead and leave it down in the comment section down below. And while you're there, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And as always, good night, good evening, and good morning, everybody.